Today we are going to Puerto Plata to stay in a resort called Iberostar Waves Costa Dorada. To get there, we took the Caribe Tours bus from Santo Domingo, the Las Americas stop, all the way up to Puerto Plata. In Santiago, we did have to get off of that bus and wait about 20 or 30 minutes before the next one came to take us to Puerto Plata. Once we got there, we found out the rumors about Uber there are true, and it is better to just take a taxi because the Ubers will try to arrange to go outside of the app and arrange for you to pay them in cash. So we just took a taxi, and he told us that at least the taxis are certified to enter the resort. At least that's what he said. However, he took us to the wrong resort, and one of the workers from that hotel just took us over to the other one. I knew we were passing it because I saw the sign, but he said no, they changed the name. But later he recognized the mistake when he came to pick us up because we called him to come pick us up. So it was no problem. They were right next door to each other. When we were looking for a resort, I was trying to look for one that was available on short notice and that had good reviews. This one had a lot of mixed reviews, to be honest. A lot of 5-star ones saying they were great and they would come back, and some 1-star ones saying it was terrible, never go here. So I was interested to see how it would turn out, but I think I found that there was truth to almost all of the reviews that I read, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Alright, let's get a room tour here. Oh, it's green. Okay, it worked. When we first got here, it didn't work. We didn't put it close to our phones. They say don't put the card close to your phone, but we didn't do that. But anyways, the guy just went back and got it for us. So here we are in the room. Let me close the door. Kind of have to, okay. It closed. We're good. Okay, first when you walk in, there's the bathroom. So, there's some glasses here. They have lotion, a hand wash, a blow dryer, a nice little close-up mirror if you want that, which I don't. After traveling for 5 hours, a couple towels, and we have their shower here, and the toilet here, and a little trash can. Here we have a closet. Oh, we have a safe in there. We have some shelves. I don't want shelves. I want a place to hang my dresses. Oh, good. We have plenty of hangers. We have a little ironing board and an iron in there as well. And we have this nice place for the maletas, the luggage. We have a little tea or coffee maker, and they said this is for water. I don't know if I'm going to use this or just my water bottle, but there is a place to go get water around the corner, he said. So we can use that. We have a little stool here. Oh, and they do have recycling here and trash. So that's cool. And then we have our TV, and we have our couch here, and there's only 3 lights. There's this light, and then on the bed there's 2 lights there. So yeah, I don't know what these 2 switches do, but this one controls this one. There is a little fridge here stocked with stuff, they said. Oh, Coke and Sprite and beer. And then we go outside. However, this opens. There we go. Okay, it's locked. Okay, do not try to open it from the middle. That's not what you're supposed to do. Then we can come out here. Yeah, it's hot. What is this? Oh, that's nifty. For like, I guess for like drying like the towels and stuff, or our bathing suits. That will be nice. And a little table and chairs. So that is our room. I guess there is a light out here, maybe? Yep. So, yes. That is our room. So, this is our room tour. Overall, the food was good. I mean, in the buffet especially, you can always find something. There were lots of options. I wouldn't say every single thing was like deluxe, but I mean, as I mentioned, it's a buffet, so you have options. It did change from day to day, and the only thing maybe I would have liked better would be if the buffet was indoors and air conditioning like the one I went to in Punta Cana, but at least they had fans in the seating area for this resort, and the food was in a more covered area, although as I saw some reviews mention, I did see birds like come on tables that were left with food on them and start eating the food. And there were a few flies around the fruit, but I only saw that on the day that there were mangoes. Good morning. It is day 2. We slept pretty well. Only bad thing is I woke up and my nightstand was covered with ants. Last night I noticed that it was kind of sticky. Like when we got here, I noticed it was kind of sticky. I just sort of wiped it off with a napkin. Didn't think much of it until I woke up and there were ants eating at the sticky parts, so I don't know what that was all about. So I used a towel and just wet it and wiped it off. Anyways, we were trying to reserve one of the restaurants and we tried last night. There was one opening at the Japanese restaurant like at 8:30, but since we didn't eat lunch since we were traveling, we just wanted to go to the buffet at 6:30. And the buffet is open 6:30 to 10. The restaurants, it seems, are available at like 8:30 and 9:15. So we booked the 8:30 slot today. I did check and see if that was going to be available earlier. Like at 7 a.m. I checked because yesterday they said there was no availability for today or Wednesday. But today I logged in at 7 a.m. It still said no availability. And then I looked online and there was some TripAdvisor answer from 2009 that said you can go to the concierge at 9 a.m. The reservations are made between 9 and 12. So I just thought, well, we have the app now. Let me at least check that. And at least the time was still accurate. You can log in on the app at 9 and then it was open. So we were able to reserve the Japanese restaurant. So I'm excited to do that later. And then our reservation is at 8:30, so it's a little bit later. Breakfast is 7 to 11. Right now it's almost 10, so we want to go play volleyball. They have some volleyball at 10 to 10:30 apparently. I thought you could just play volleyball all day, but I guess we'll go at the schedule. I guess we'll have breakfast after. So we'll see what there's still left at the buffet for breakfast. But anyways, we're going to go play volleyball now. See ya! One thing I always see people talking about with the resorts or the beaches here that I've seen mentioned in my other videos is the seaweed on the beach. So this one did have some seaweed and it was in the water. If you see any dark patches in the water, then that is what it was. There were some parts you just didn't really want to walk through because there was seaweed. And the water here was a little bit less clear, less blue than in Punta Cana, but it was still a nice beach. I didn't really go walking along it, but you could go walking a little bit farther down. One thing I really appreciated about this resort compared to the one in Punta Cana was that they had tons of chairs at the beach. And since there were a lot of trees, as you can see, a lot of them were in shade. So I really appreciated that because I remember with the other resort, you had to go out and save it really early in the morning, and there just weren't enough chairs for the amount of people that could stay at the resort. So let's talk about the cost. We paid $495 for 3 nights at this hotel. We didn't pay for any pool view or ocean view. We just chose the most basic room. And they did put a charge on my husband's card when we got there for 6,000 pesos. They said it was a hold, and then it was removed after our stay. I will take this time to also address a few other of the more concerning of the reviews that I read online, especially the ones that deal with bugs, because listen, I don't like bugs either, but the bugs that I saw are nothing that I haven't seen in my own apartment. For example, there are these tiny little ants that pursue me wherever I go. As I mentioned earlier, they were all on the table when I woke up that one morning. I did notice them here and there, but those ants just seem to pursue me. So do the mosquitoes. I was getting bit by mosquitoes eating my meals at the buffet one time, and the second night I did wake up at 4 a.m. because I was just scratching like crazy, and I had to go turn on the fan because I needed to be more covered by the blankets and it wasn't cool enough for that. Anyways, that was uncomfortable, but that has also happened in my apartment. And finally, people also mentioned bed bugs. There was one concerning review about bed bugs. I didn't see anything like that. I did look at our bed, but I didn't see anything like that. And another review mentioned cockroaches. I think at one point I did see a small cockroach, but it vanished and I did not go looking for it. And again, those are things that I've seen in any other place that I've been in the Dominican Republic. So as long as you're somewhat used to the Caribbean insects or pests, yes, you might see a few of those in this place, but overall, it wasn't that big of a problem. Moving on to the positives, I did want to give a shout out to the animation and entertainment team because they really did make the experience memorable, and especially to King Kong and Ninja. They were the ones we interacted with the most, and I played Horseshoe. That's when I first met them. I actually won the Horseshoe game with a little bit of trickery involved maybe on their part to make my husband lose, but there's only 6 people. Anyways, they made it fun, and there were definitely a lot of activities to do during the day. A horseshoe throwing contest, there was dart throwing, as I mentioned earlier, a dance lesson, and at night, the entertainment was also hilarious. I don't think I laughed so much with the entertainment in Punta Cana, but here I was definitely laughing a lot. Just be prepared if you volunteer for any of the games they play. You'll probably have to do something embarrassing, but it does make for good laughs for everyone else. And I did really enjoy my stay because of how much fun the animation team made it. The Japanese restaurant was definitely a highlight of this trip, of our stay here. We loved it for 2 main reasons. First of all, it wasn't just a normal restaurant. You had this whole show going on. The chefs really made it fun. And second of all, you didn't have to choose what food to get. You just got everything. So that was nice, especially if you're trying a new cuisine. You don't know what to get. We just got fed everything. Our last full day, I was just living in the moment, not vlogging as much, but we did get to play bingo at 4 p.m. That was another daily activity they had, and that night they had a live band, so there was more dancing. As you might have seen earlier, they have like half an hour of dancing, just with the DJ and that music, and then an activity or entertainment show for an hour, and then more dancing. And if you don't know how to dance, it's fine, because the entertainers will come and like pull people out and take them to the dance floor and dance with them. So that was fun. But me and my husband did get to go dance a little bit to the live music. This is the water bottle refiller that I was talking about earlier. I do appreciate that this hotel has some sustainability efforts, and they didn't have any single-use plastic items. If I remember correctly, in the other hotel we had to just keep getting water bottles from the bars, so I did appreciate that I could fill up my own water bottle. And with that, our trip came to an end. We took Caribe Tours back. The fare for that trip is 600 pesos. This time, instead of getting off the bus in Santiago, we got off in La Vega and had to wait similarly for 20 to 30 minutes for a bus that was going on the rest of the route to the stop in Las Americas in Santo Domingo. So I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if you've been to this resort, how you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.